So once again, I have to do a double episode. This time on Ducktales. I realized I'd kind of forgotten, and then Saturday rolled around. I was like, I'll just wait until I see both episodes. Which I had to wait until I was doing on the watched on demand anyways, because I was, oh sorry, busy last Saturday, so I had kind of no choice but to watch both back to back on demand. Both are really good. I kind of like the second one a little bit more than the first. I mean, I like the first, but it was kind of frustrating how, like, 3 episodes in, and we only have had, like, maybe really 2 episodes that really were about Scrooge, or had Scrooge in it. And even then, Scrooge doesn't even get to do stuff in the second one towards the end. I mean, it was a nice episode, but it just it kind of frustrates me how this season of DuckTales series has a little bit not had as much Scrooge McDuck in it as I would kind of like, especially since I know a lot of people watch this show probably not just because it's a reboot of DuckTales, but for David Tennant, because I know a lot of people like David Tennant, and I thought David Tennant does a great job as Scrooge. But, they were still really good episodes. I really shouldn't say that, but they were good episodes. First episode has has the kids and Mrs. Beakley and Launchpad going to see a horror movie at the request of Lena. And due to Huey being kind of a wet blanket and saying that, he only believes things that are in the Junior Woodchuck guidebook, that things that, monsters and stuff aren't real. And in doing so, they end up sneaking into the subway system and finding the Terrafermians. Meanwhile, Mrs. Beakley doesn't trust Lena, who's starting to show off her powers and who she gets them from, which I'm pretty sure is pretty obvious. The episode was pretty good. It got frustrating because you knew they were really not going to do much with stuff with Lena, especially because she barely used her powers until the very end, or even talked to I might as well not spoil it, to Magica. That's clearly Magica Dispel, and she's clearly the niece of Magica. And they hint that clearly Magica has plans to use Lena to get into Scrooge's money vault and get his number one dime, because that is what she does. Even in the comics, she was always about Scrooge's number one dime. It was a nice episode, but most of it was just watching Webby try to convince Huey that the Terrafermians were real. Which is weird, because even though Huey does, I get Huey being skeptical, but come on. You guys discovered the lost city of Atlantis in the pilot. There's being skeptical, and then there's not believing things could be possible when you've seen magic smack dab you in the face. But it did have its moments for me. Like I said, I like the episode. I think I'm just frustrated at the fact that, Scrooge really wasn't in it, and Scrooge is the character I kind of come to watch for the show. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad that they're giving all the other characters really good motivation and stuff. It's just kind of frustrating that Scrooge we've barely seen. I think partially that's because, from what I understand, they're not running the show in the right order. Because I think what they want to do is they'd have a Scrooge episode and then they'd have an episode with the kids. But so far Scrooge has barely been in the show, and it's kind of frustrating. I will admit the really funny joke. I really like the joke where Launchpad kept believing everyone else was a mole person until the very end, when Mrs. Beakley's just like, Launchpad, you're not a mole person. And he's just like, oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. It's the whole episode, Launchpad. Whole episode. But it had some good moments too. I like the Terrafermians design. I like that they're basically just boulders, but that can like turn into balls and like they had arms and stuff. It was kind of cool, and I like that they clearly weren't as much as what Webby thought they were. Like clearly they no longer worry about fighting against like their prince to try and establish. Sorry, establish like who's going to be the leader of the Terraformians, and they thought that they believed the ducks were as much of a myth as the ducks believe that the Terraformians are. And again, we see that Lena clearly is playing both sides because she clearly is friends with Webby, but she doesn't really trust Webby's family, and she wants her aunt's magic, but she doesn't really trust her aunt, or at least I think she wants to be. I think she wants it both ways, but really she can't have it both ways, and I think something will happen that'll cause Lena to, take sides with Magica eventually, and dumb stuff will happen. That sort of thing where she betrays them and blah blah blah. I mean, it's cool to see Magica, but I know where that subplot with Lena's going. It's pretty obvious. I mean, I like Lena. I actually like that. I like the fact that Webby gets to have a friend that isn't the boys and isn't annoying. Next episode introduces Gladstone Duck. Uh, Donald's kind of. I don't think he's a brother, but like I want to say he's like his cousin or something. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't know the history on that. I want to say they're brothers, but basically they go to this this casino in Macaw at the behest of Gladstone, and Scrooge wants to see this legendary golden cricket at this temple that comes out every 50 years. And Gladstone actually needs help because the hotel is a front for an ancient luck god that's been feeding on Gladstone's good luck. I actually really enjoyed this episode. I think. Whoa. Let's shut the phone. I got it. I think I enjoyed this episode a lot more just because we get to finally see Scrooge again after so long, and I like that he was trying to get the kids to leave the hotel, but the hotel keeps distracting them, and you almost wonder if there's something weird going on at this hotel, and it kind of is, especially because Gladstone keeps winning the whole time and constantly is showing off how much his luck is better compared to Donald. I like the subplot with Louis where once again Louis only wants to try and get things the easy way, and eventually he realizes that Gladstone's kind of a jerk just because he's never had to do anything on his own. I really actually like the fact that once again they point out that when Donald goes crazy with rage, he can do just about anything when he puts his mind to it, even overcome his horrible bad luck, or defeat Gladstone's really good luck. I will admit I was disappointed that Donald or Scrooge really didn't get to do much to defeat the god. I like him tricking him into taking Donald so that his bad luck would starve him to the point he would just disappear into the ether. But otherwise, it was kind of frustrating because I wanted the episode to be it's not about luck. I earned every penny I earned. I earned every penny myself through hard work. Showing the god that he he can defy luck, and overcome the odds eventually through hard work. But I mean, it was kind of cool. I like the end where he does trick him, but once again, Scrooge doesn't really get to do a lot, which we had them introduce the Beagle Boys without Scrooge being there, despite the fact that the Beagle Boys are his most well-known adversaries. And so far we've had one episode with Gladstone, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, with Gladstone, you kind of need to make sure he kind of needs to be in there for like a reason that gets him against Donald or against Scrooge. I guess partially, I'm more forgiving just because I like the fact that Donald got to do something. Like so far, Donald's just been a butt monkey the whole series, and we haven't really seen him do much outside of the episode where they rescue the kids from the Beagle Boys and the opening. And still, it was at least a nice episode to show that Louis actually does, and the kid like Louis actually cares about Uncle Donald. Like especially after seeing how much just Gladstone just constantly gets him down. I also again I like the I guess like a kind of a reference to like old martial arts films where like Launchpad has to go off into like, which is weird because I thought Macaw was like in like South America, but here it's like it's almost like a Chinese kind of thing. But like that like it was almost like because he goes off to rescue some old girlfriend from like the Yakuza or something like that. Like they say like gang troubles, but I'm like but he's like in samurai armor and has an eye patch and has a baby panda strapped to his back. I'm like, did Launchpad have to fight like the Yakuza or something? It was really funny. I like that they only talked about it at the beginning and then at the very end it's a comeback. I thought that was pretty funny. And again, they introduced a new character from a new character to the TV show because I remember they never really brought him up in the original cartoon. This is from the original Duck comics with Gladstone. I forget his full name, but I know they just call him Gladstone. And I kind of like the fact that he is like everything that Scrooge isn't. Where Scrooge is, someone who's built himself up through grit, spit, and a whole lot of duct tape, basically. Everything he earned was through hard work. Whereas Gladstone has never had to do anything like that his whole life. Even at the behest of kind of ruining Donald's life. But, like Donald at least got to have adventures and is liked by Uncle Donald, or Uncle Scrooge, and the kids clearly respect him way more than Gladstone. But yeah, that's kind of it. These episodes were good. I will admit I have my own personal issues, and I don't want anyone to think that just because I had problems because of the fact that we've had barely any Uncle Scrooge that I think the show is bad. I just am kind of a little frustrated that Scrooge has barely shown up in the show. But I mean, it's still a good show, and I've really liked the writing and the jokes. But anyway, guys, I think that's it for my reviews of DuckTales. I think they're really good. I have my own things I want out of it, but I will not let that aside from the fact that I still think the show is really good. Has a lot of great humor and a lot of funny stuff. Tomorrow, I'm going to be taking a day off, and Wednesday I'll be back with Kamen Rider Build Episode 7, because I don't want this to keep happening where I have to watch 2 episodes back-to-back, do vlogs. Although with DuckTales, it kind of works a little bit. It kind of works nicely, because, like, I don't have to worry about, like droning on and on about the show with Kamen Rider where I have to, just because Build this season has been very much mystery heavy. But anyway, guys, that's it. Come back for the next episode, Kamen Rider, when I review Kamen Rider Build. Until then, guys, take care.